All right. Hello, Group B. Hope you guys had a good weekend. You guys did good on your papers. If you haven't turned it in already, you probably need to do that because I'm hoping to get the grades in tomorrow, okay? The next essay that we're going to be writing is a how-to or a process essay. So what that is where a writer describes how to do something. The writer explains the process using complete sentences. So normally when you think of a process or how to do something, it's normally like in bullet points, maybe in a recipe or something like that. But sometimes people do better with this type of writing. So in this one, you're not going to be telling a story, just like in the last one in the descriptive. You're going to be describing something, but you're going to be describing more specifically a process, how to do something. And the structure is a little bit different than the previous essay. Number one, it has 5 paragraphs. So the last one had 4, but this one has 5, and there's a reason for that. You have the introduction, which includes the same thing, the attention grabber, needed information, and the main idea statement or the thesis. It'll be a little different because you're not going to list all the different things you're going to talk about, because the structure for a how-to process essay is assumed, because in paragraph 2 you're going to be talking about the materials needed. In paragraph 3 you're going to be talking about the steps to begin the process, so that might be like prepping or something. Like if you're talking about cooking, it'd be like if you were making pancakes, let's say. The materials needed might be, depending whether you're doing it from scratch or not, would be like water and, let's say, the ready mix or the spatula, pan, things like that. Just anything that you need to make the actual pancakes. And then the next step would be maybe to put those ingredients together, like the water and you make the batter, you mix the batter up. And then to finish, the ending, to wrap everything up, you're finishing, you're almost done. If you were making a pancake, then that would be, you'd put the batter on the pan. Of course, it would have been turned on, but I can't read an entire essay to you. But there's a lot of steps, if you've noticed. You can't just say, you make the batter, you put it on there. Like, you have to pretend like someone's never made a pancake before a day in their life. You have to really think of everything here. So that'd be ending the process. You'd be done. You cook the pancake, put it on a plate. You're done, and you can eat it. Then conclusion is going to basically go back to your introduction like before and sum up the key details, because you're not going to talk about the key details in your introduction. You're just going to say pancakes are the most amazing thing on the planet, blah, 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 blah. Then say, like how to make a pancake through the rest of this. So steps to follow, that. We've done this before. The thing that you do after that, I want you to read this example here. So this one is a good example of how to make grilled cheese. Now, honestly, I've never made a grilled cheese like this a day in my life, but if they want to make a grilled cheese that way, they can, I guess. So, let's look at the first paragraph here. Warm, melty cheese oozing out from crispy, buttered toast describes one of the greatest lunch experiences out there, the grilled cheese sandwich. So that's their attention grabber. They talked about something awesome, and it's this is what it is, a grilled cheese sandwich. People of all ages love this delicious treat, especially with a bowl of hot tomato soup. And so that's just a little extra information that they added in there. So maybe you didn't know that people of all ages love this treat. Maybe you thought only kids liked it. I don't know, but it's extra information. And then the thesis, or the main idea of the entire paper, follow these step-by-step directions to make a perfect grilled cheese sandwich. So that's what you're going to do in this paper. So if someone read that, they'd know for a fact that when they read the rest of this, they would know how to make a grilled cheese sandwich. That's what they're going to read. Now, if they didn't want to make a grilled cheese sandwich, then they would be like, I'm not going to read the rest of this paper. And so you guys know about how to make a grilled cheese sandwich, but I want you guys to notice the extra details that they added in here. They didn't say, just get bread and cheese and you put them together and you cook it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and read this actually. It's important to have all the necessary ingredients ready to go. To begin with, 2 slices of any type of bread are needed. multigrain or sourdough will definitely add some nice flavor over the traditional white. So they give you options there. So if you guys are doing a cooking type thing, food-wise, definitely give options. You know, you don't have to make food the exact same way every single time. You can have variations. You know, sometimes you might get tired of cheddar cheese. Sometimes you might want to use a different type of cheese. And so that's why they talk about American cheese is a must. But they do talk about cheddar cheese could be an option, but they don't like it because it doesn't get as gooey as American cheese. And so I want you guys to read through this. And if you get confused, like while you're writing, it's like, I don't know if it's good enough, you can always come back to this. And this is a good base. This isn't the best essay in the world, but it's definitely a good, if you wrote something like this, you're going to get 100 type thing. So let's see. Now let's look at the conclusion and compare it to the introduction. So undoubtedly, there's nothing quite like a delicious grilled cheese sandwich. This lunch favorite is easy to make and requires few ingredients. So they kind of summed up, yeah, it's pretty easy. Following these directions, a perfectly crispy, cheesy delight will be the result. And so same thing, follow these step-by-step directions to make, and then it said following, so it's kind of saying like maybe you've already done it kind of thing. This is the way that they went about it. All right. Sorry, I'm going kind of fast here. I'm trying to get this. Okay. So whenever you've read it, I want you to read it in detail, okay? I want you to look at the choose a topic page. So you've seen this before. It's just different. It's for the how-to instead. So here's just some suggestions. You got how to make and sell lemonade, how to wash a car, how to make a pizza, blah, 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 all of that. So you notice they have actions, they have, cooking, chores, all sorts of different things. But you guys feel free to come up with your own. If one of these just catches your eye, like maybe you have a magic trick that you were just really, really good at and you know how to do it, that's great. Now, something I don't want you guys to do is to pick something that you're not very familiar with. So say that, like, you try to describe how to build a motor, but you've never done anything with cars before in your life. Clearly, you're not going to be able to write a very good paper on how to build a motor in a vehicle if you've never done it before. So that's going to require a lot of research, and you won't have very much background knowledge to really add your own personal flair to your writing. So it needs to be something that you know how to do. You could do it by yourself and describe it in detail. All right, and so this is going to be due, this bit right here, I think it's due Wednesday. Is that what I put? 22nd. Yeah, due Wednesday. So that needs to be, I want to see y'all's topics first before you really get started writing. You could turn it in before Wednesday, by all means. That would be great. It'd give you more time to work with. But I need to see it by Wednesday. And then after you've chosen your topic, we're going to go to our attention grabber. You guys have seen this sheet as well, so you're familiar with it. It can be one of these 4 things, and technically there's more, but this is the base right here. A surprising statement, a vivid description, a thought-provoking question, or an interesting scenario. And so y'all did great with that. I'm not concerned with any of your abilities to create an attention grabber. You guys are awesome at catching your readers' attention. So I don't see any issues there for you guys. Then, after you do that, I want you to go to your, it's the introduction next. No, pre-writing organizer. Where's that up? Right here. Y'all seen this too? So after you've come up with your attention grabber, you're going to start working on your whole paper as a whole. Don't really write your introduction like bit for bit here. Just state what you're going to do. Like, oh, I'm going to show people how to do this, or, I'm going to describe how to do this. Name the process you'll be describing and explain why your topic is important or meaningful. Yeah, basically. And so the materials needed, this should be pretty easy, but you're going to have to really brainstorm. You're going to have to really rack your noggin, and it wouldn't surprise me if once you start writing the paper you realize, oh, I forgot this one thing. I didn't even think of listing that. Because you'll be writing, I'll be like, then you grab yours, like, oh, I didn't mention that before in paragraph 2. But that's fine, because that's where the revising and editing comes in. You can come in and fix that. No problem. It's not, chisel and stone here. You don't write it and then it's stuck there forever. We have computers and erasers. You can go back. Paragraph 3, steps to begin. So you're going to tell what you're going to do with these things. And then to finish creating the product or doing the action right here. And then we talked about the conclusion already. So you guys should do pretty good on that. And then before the end of the week, you should have, after doing all of that, your introduction done. That's all you need to do for week 1, is figure out what you're going to be writing about, how you're going to go about it, and then have this sheet right here done. Drafting your introduction. All right? So, again, your attention grabber, more details, and your main idea. So, ant. And that is it. I'm not going to have you guys do spelling sheets this week. I might decide to do it next week. I haven't really decided yet. It really just depends. Because this one's it takes a little bit more brain power to really think about. But we'll start with this. I think that might be all of it. And I just want to show you, I'm going to be adding some stuff. You guys are welcome. You can go look at the essay structure, but notice it has like a little bookmark thing. It's not an assignment. The only things for assignments is this, and this. Do all this week. But these other things are stuff that you can go look at. So like the essay example and the transitions reference sheet. I added this because I noticed that some of y'all in your last papers didn't use these to your best ability. So when you're connecting or introducing ideas, you need to use these. You can't just randomly say something. It makes your writing to where it doesn't flow that good. So when you can use this chart to remind yourself. So anytime you start to introduce an idea, go look at this. Anytime you are trying to connect two different ideas, look at this. Almost all of them are going to use commas, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, most of them do use commas. So that would be a useful tool for you guys. And I believe that is all for this week. So we should get to our introduction, and that'll be it. If you guys have any questions, just feel free to call. You can text, you can email, you can schedule a Zoom meeting with me. I can talk to you in person, just whatever. Not talk to you in person. Close as we can talk in person, video call. So, all right, I hope you guys have a good week, and I'll talk to you guys later.